Hi guys, this short rant that'll get me branded, I'm quite sure, as some sort of redneck racist pig, goes out to anyone, and I'm included in this gang, or at least I was until recently, anyone planning to move to Latin America for whatever reason. My reason for moving to Latin America was some idea that you would have a better chance of surviving the oncoming end times, the collapse of the U.S. economy and the rising police state, and But I don't care what your reason is. This is going out to anyone who has any dream of moving to Latin America. I don't care whether it's Mexico or Tierra del Fuego or anywhere in between. My spot was actually Peru, is where I ended up buying my property and building a house. Fortunately, I only sunk $13,000 into it, into this madcap dream. I'm only down between 12 and 13 grand, although a lot of gringos are in it a hell of a lot deeper than me, kicking themselves a lot harder than I'm kicking myself. Guys, do as I say and not as I do. Take the advice that you will find in your research over and over and over and over again from people who have been down there and done that and learned the hard way, whether it's Panama, Costa Rica, Ecuador, Peru, wherever it is down there. Rent for 1 year. Find your little community, wherever you think paradise awaits you. Wherever you're moving from in the U.S. or Europe or Canada, wherever you're moving to, find your little piece of paradise that you think you're going to be happy for the rest of your life, and rent and live there for 1 solid year before plunking 1 penny down on buying a piece of land and building a house. How many people have tried to give me this advice, and I, like you, just refuse to listen to it. And this advice applies to everybody in the world except me. So here is one more tale of some dumb gringo who went down there, thinking he was going to create for himself a new life in Latin America. Guys, just rent for a year and make sure this is what you want to do with your life, and excuse this blanket statement which has nothing to do with prejudice against the Latin American people. I hear that people who have moved to small villages in England suffer from the same problem. At least they have the English language. Number one is the Spanish, is the language, Spanish language barrier. I'm okay in Spanish. I have actually lived in Latin America for 6 years, if you add it all up. I've been traveling down there for half my life. I've been traveling down there half my life. I've actually lived in Latin America altogether for 6 years. I have a full year of university level Spanish, which I made A's in. I've taken these intensive Spanish courses several times. I can do a real estate contract in Spanish. I can build a house in Spanish. What I cannot do in Spanish, and will never be able to do in Spanish, is sit around and jaw with people, is sit around and make friends with people in Spanish. I will never have the ability, I would never be able to get up on this rock in Spanish and tell you what I'm trying to tell you. After 6 years of living there, after speaking it for half my life. Guys, get serious. Are you ready for this? Even if you go to your little Spanish conversation classes, if you've taken a couple of these little whatever they call them, in-depth Spanish courses that they offer all over Latin America. Guys, there is a big difference. And then hanging out over a cup of coffee and living somewhere and trying to be part of a community. It's hell. It's hell. Make no mistake about this. Have a long conversation with yourself and in both languages. Listen to me on this one. And the other one, which is going to get me, as I say, labeled, I'm sure, the racist, everything else. Guys, all right, how am I going to say this? I'm going to spit it right out. I don't care how much you think that you're going to go down there, whether you're part of one of these gringo communities, you know, or completely out in the woods like I was, you know, completely isolated with no English language. Whichever tack you take, if you think on any level you are ever going to be accepted into the community,